Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything.
Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of Redcraft. So as you can see, we are where we left off. We are in the gold farm. As you can see, I've made a few changes. You can now see there's trapdoors now, and there's only 2 ways for them to get in. I'm gonna stop doing that before I keep accidentally knocking the trapdoors. So yeah, basically I've done some modifications. We've put trapdoors in here. We've put a barricade to stop the baby pigmen from getting onto these laneways here, and I put trapdoors to stop them if they do manage to figure out a way, because they did somehow. It stops them getting into me. I also have a trapdoor up here that I can get in and out when I need to. So yeah, it's working a lot more efficiently now, and I need quite a bit of gold for some powered rails for our project. So there's a bunch in here. I really need to redo the way that the item filters go on here. So yeah, so it's kind of like a funny story. So I recorded the intro and then I couldn't find it. So I've actually done the episode and I'm actually working on the final edit while I'm re-recording this. So I kind of already know what's going to happen in the episode, so I'm going to just talk to you briefly about what we're doing in this episode. Basically, I plan to build an automatic villager grinder, a villager farm, an automatic one. I'm tired of harvesting wheat and potatoes and carrots. I'd rather have the villagers do it, and then I don't have to worry about anything. So I'm going to be building one of them. I've got a big one planned, which should be extremely efficient. So I will jump after the intro. I will jump into a time lapse of that. That way, then you can see how I excavated the area, and then we can go into actually building of the farm. Then we also went to the end. So I will put a video in this episode about when we went to the end. And I then have another farm that I want to show you that I built. And I want to show you that. So this is episode 3. Let's get to it.
hello, and welcome back. So as you saw in the time lapse, we dug ourselves a big hole. As I said earlier, we're going to put in farming villages in here to make an automated system. So as you can see, I've marked out the area here where the little farmland's going to be. As you guys know, from the center of the farm where the water sources can irrigate up to 4 blocks away. So that's why this is exactly 4 blocks in all directions. That way then we'll get full irrigation in this area. And then I'll have the water source here in either a stair or a slab, and then I'll just put the composter on top of it. The villager will be in here on farm. There'll be another villager in between there where he's going to try and throw all of his food to. So he'll be like trying to throw this food to him, and we'll have a whole hopper. We'll have like hopper minecarts on these things, so it'll pick it up before the villager can get to him. So they'll keep trying to farm more to give him more, and as they're giving him more, it gets taken away, and then spat into some central sorting system, which I will have in the middle here because we have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marked, but I'm also going to put another 2 over here, so that'll be 8 in total. And what we're going to do is then in the middle we'll have it so we shoot it all into a water stream, which will go into the middle, and there'll be a big giant sorting system for all the food in the middle. Then what we'll also do is I want to put in some kind of area where I can have farming villages to trade with. So we'll have that here as well, rather than going off to the town hall that's going to be off in that direction. We can just have it right here. And what we'll do is later on when we go to include pumpkins and melons, I'll put the farms over here as well, so we all go straight into the same sorting system. So we don't have to keep traveling all over the place for what we need. Everything pertaining to food will all be stored in here. We'll put like a glass floor down so we can stand up here and see all the villagers in process and AFK from here. And then we'll go down when we want to go through the chest and clean it up. There's going to be 4 levels in total. Like the bottom will be wheat. The next one up will be carrots. The next one up will be taters. And the top one will be the beetroot. And that's how we'll set it up. I believe that they're the only crops that will be farmable. If not, we can always tile it up higher. The beauty with these farms is you can tile them as high as you want. If you want to go 10 blocks up, you can go 10 blocks up. As long as you're within 120 blocks to allow to AFK. As long as you're within that 120 blocks to allow for them to be AFK'd. You're more than you can go up as high as you want. So we've got these marked out. We're gonna have to take a little more of this mountain away, but it's fine because this area here is gonna have to get filled in because that's gonna be like a gap between the farms. And over here we're gonna have to, because when I did the calculations I miscalculated, so this side goes right up to that wall. So as much as we have to take all of this out, but we'll just take the whole thing. We'll just take the whole thing from there all the way there out. But I also then have to extend this wall and push this wall further back. So yeah, we'll get to it, and I will see you guys back when we've got everything marked out and everything good to go to start building.
welcome back. So, as you can see, we've cleared out this area, we've pushed that wall back, as you saw from the time lapse, we pushed all of this back, and we've made the room here. I've also marked it out. There was a little bit of trying to guesswork, because I was wondering why originally it wasn't lining up with this side, as you can see. So I just had to move it in. What I realized is that, like, these walls here could overlap. So, because you're not going to see them anyway, because it would just be a wall, there's no reason why they can't just overlap, so I overlapped it. I wasn't expecting to break through to this side. However, it seems that I did, so it just means I'm going to have to do some more terraforming on this side, just to clear it up a little bit. Oh, hello, zombie buddy. But yeah, that's basically the groundwork laid. I've got a bunch of resources from, like, I have chests and chests of resources from all of this stuff. So I've literally just been filling up these chests the entire time. I'm out of room again, so I'll have to make some more. Oh, crafting table right here. But I've got to clear up some more of the trees at the top over there, and I've also got to light the area up a little bit just to, like, limit the amount of mobs. Like, I had quite a few that you may have seen on the time lapse just coming at me. But we have a ton of resources, which is good because it will help Straubs with her projects. But yeah, like, you can see over there where that zombie just spawned up there and despawned because I was too far. Basically, I've got to do a bunch of lighting up around here and make sure that, like, I'm not going to keep getting mobs dropping on my head. I've got to also take out that little ledge there. And I also want to clear out some of the trees. I like to make sure the trees are about 7-8 blocks away from the edge. So it doesn't hide, like, skeletons to shoot me from up there. And then once we've done that, which I'll do off camera, once we do that, we'll come back and we'll start working on the actual farm itself. So I'm going to go and do that, and then I will catch you back here in a second. Hello and welcome back. So as you can see, just to make it a little more clearer, I've marked out where things are going to be. I've even put the stairs in for the water. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start building some of this stuff. We're going to start building some of it, and we're going to start getting the farm together. What I'll do is I will build one layer with you guys, and then we'll go into a time lapse for the rest of it. But yeah, let's go and get some water. Yeah. Okay, so let's break this out here, and then let's make an infinite. Pew. There we go. So basically what we want to do is we want to waterlog these. We waterlog them like that, and then we just go around to all of them, and we do the same thing. There we go. So they're all waterlogged now, which now means I can use my hoe, and I can hoe them out, and it'll all be irrigated, no matter how far, because it can irrigate up to 4 blocks away, so I can go through. I'm just going to do the one for now, because I know when I move the villages in here, I'm going to end up making a mess anyway. So I'm not going to go too mad on it. I just want you guys to see that all of that whole field now should be irrigated. So what we want to do, because when the villagers go in, they need the workstation of a composter. And I'm going to use these, and I'm going to take them as well. So basically, in order for the villagers to become a farmer in order to farm, because they have to be a farmer, you put the composter down. Now, the problem is the villagers will jump in here sometimes and they get stuck. Or what they'll do is they'll jump out and they'll land on this, and they can do that. Which isn't good either. Because they don't actually fix, if they mess up the farmland, they won't actually fix that, which means then you need to come in. The whole point is to stop that, so we just put that on top, which will make sure the whole farm gets enough light, especially because there's going to be multiple stacked up on each other. So you want to make sure they get enough light in there. So basically you've got to go around to all of these, do that, and then do that.
And if you don't like the look, because there's some people that don't like the look of glowstone, you can use shroom lights, you can use sea lanterns, you can use any light source. It does the same thing. You could even use like just a piece of wood with like 4 torches on it. The light blocks give you better light coverage than torches themselves, but you can make them look nice by putting trapdoors on them if that's what you want to do. But the one good thing is this is 2 blocks tall, which is what the villagers need. So on top of this, you can actually start your new level. Let me just go into one of these chests. There he is. Oh, don't need the stone. So I'll just grab some of this, because this is what we're going to build the farm out of. So when you go up, you would go up 2 levels. You don't need to put anything here, because what we'll do is we'll put glass here. That way then we can see into the farms. We'll go up this way, and we'll do the same thing here. There's the reason why I left that gap there. We'll come back to that in a second. So we'll go all the way around here. Now, depending on how compact you want them, depends on what you do for this next layer. So you can do a layer, because this will be the next layer now. If you want to put a floor between them, so you don't see the dirt underground, you can, and you can put that extra bit of space in there if you want to. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a ring around it. So you won't see it from the outside of the farm, but if you look in, you will. And what I'll do is I'm going to bring a ring around this section. So I'm just literally doing it at the top. So the first two layers, you can put the glass in, but this ring where the dirt's going to be, you don't need to. And then I'm just going to make a path down. And then basically what I will do is, there's 8 per layer, so I need to just, so there'll be 8 there. So I'm just going to grab some dirt as well. So there'll be glass here, so you can see in and you can see what the farmers are doing. And then here you're going to what I'm going to do, like, there we go. We've got then the next level, at which point then you put a composter here, and then you can put glowstone here. I don't have a composter on me, and it also allows me to waterlog these, but it'll create lights and mobs shouldn't spawn up there. So basically, this is, and then just remove this block. But now villagers can walk in here without an issue. The reason why I'm not putting the glass in right now is because what I'll do is I'll get all the villagers in there with the boats. I'll bring them down, I'll put them inside each individual farm, I'll put a villager in each farm, and then that way then I'll put the glass in afterwards to secure them. This area, let me just do the other side so we've got matching sides. And you should just be able to reach on that block, so you can place the stair if you have one, and then you go back to the dirt again. And I'll place this there. I'm going to put the glowstone on the top, and then I'll take away the dirt. and that way then I can waterlog them later on. This back section here, you can literally fill in with any block you want. It's not going to be seen. So usually what I will do is let me get a block that I actually don't mind using, like I can use the stone. So what I do is I get the build block that you will see, because you'll see when if you're over in the farms. It's not seen from the outside, and then what I usually do is I pick a fill-in block that I just put in there. And then what we want to do is digging out this path right here. And then let me grab the hoppers. Basically what we do is we put a line of hoppers in. Whoops. We put a line of hoppers in, basically pointing into each other. And then what I will do is I break away this one here and this one here. And I will put a hopper there and a hopper there. Make sure that they're pointing into this one, so everything that goes into any of these hoppers will always end up in this one here. So no matter what, like if I put my pick in this one and I put my hoe in this one, no matter what, it will always end up in here. And that way then we'll put an actual sorting system in place, but that way then I don't have to keep going in and out of the farm. As long as it's here, then I can, sometimes I just bring it up by one, that way then I know. And then what you can do with this area is the same again. You can fill this in over here, because you don't need these hoppers to be exposed. And then you can, basically you can fill these in. And then once you get to the one that will be seen from the outside, you can just fill it in with that. That way then this is what you'll see. There'll be a villager in here farming his crops and stuff like that. And then there will be a villager that will be stood right here. There'll be a track on this side and a track on this side where he can't move because they can't pathfind over the tracks. And there'll be a hopper minecart stuck on both of these sides. Make sure when you do it, the hopper minecart, the track is going that way and not that way. Because all what can happen is when they try and bump into the rail, when they go to stop at the rail here, if the minecart is facing this way, it can shift the hopper minecart. The reason why we use a hopper minecart and I just don't lift the hopper up is for two reasons. One, the villagers have to be able to think they can get to this guy to feed him. And two, hopper minecarts pick up incredibly fast. So even though a hopper picks up fairly quickly, a hopper minecart picks up a lot of items a lot faster. So a hopper minecart can keep up with them throwing 20 odd items at him at a time. So that's basically one module. Please tell me the Enderman just did not just steal my dirt from up here. No, okay, I'm just making sure. Though I want to believe that he stole that block. So yeah, that's basically one module, and I have to do this for all of them. So what I'm gonna do, instead of making you guys watch all of them, I'm just gonna go straight back into a time lapse and just build the rest of these up, because I've got to build 36 of them, I believe. So I'm just gonna go straight into a time lapse. I'm gonna build the rest of them and just get them done. And then I'll come back for when we start moving the villagers in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the villager breeder on. That way then now they'll start to breed, the villagers will go up and they'll start to grow, and then I can grab them whenever I'm ready. Let me just push this minecart, let me just move these minecarts so they don't get in there early. So yeah, I'm going to basically just go quickly into a time lapse now, and I'm going to get the rest of these built, and I will come back when everything's fully built. Hello and welcome back. So as you saw in the time lapses, we got all of the villages set now. They're all in place. We've started digging out for where the storage is going to be down here. Still got quite a bit more way to go, but it's a start. I'm probably going to do the rest of the grinding, digging down off camera, because I want to start a new project for the next episode. But as you can see, we've also got like a little ravine here, so got to take care of that too. So we've got them all in place. There's 4 sections. You've got wheat, you've got potatoes, you've got carrots, and you've got beetroot at the top. I believe that's all the farmable stuff I can put in these farms, but we'll see. Later on we'll add like melons, we'll add pumpkins, and it'll all feed through. I also wanted to show you guys something. Oh, I got phantoms. Oh, I don't even have my sword in my hotbar. Ooh. Probably should get my bow. Oh, got a phantom membrane. So yeah, so I will work on the rest of the grinding off video because I don't want to bore you guys with just me digging out a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll work on that stuff afterwards. Ooh. I got 3 for 3. So yeah, I'll come back to it when I put in the when I'm putting in the sorting system and stuff. But no, this is pretty much it. This is pretty much ready. It is currently working really well. Like, this has just been me loading the area, clearing some of this out, and it's loaded in quite a bit, which is why I need to get this storage system in place as soon as possible so I can get this done. And I know that I'm not going to have to worry about overflowing items. So all of that said, what I also did a project, and I was intending to do it on camera, but I was trying to do the redstone. I wanted to get the redstone solid before I built it on camera, and I was going to build like multiple layers of this. But I built a sweet berry farm. Let me just turn down the sounds a little. I built a sweet berry farm, but the problem so I built this layer, and I've got like shulker loaders, unloaders here, and then I AFK'd it for about an hour, 2 hours, and yeah, I've got full chests and the overflow is going in. Like, that's how much bone meal I've already gotten from this thing, and it just keeps producing. So I don't know if I'm going to build another layer or not, whether I'm just going to turn it into like a bone meal farm. And I also have to fix these minecarts because they keep getting stuck every now and then. Every now and then they just get stuck in certain places, so I've got to fix them. But I did like a basic shulker loader. And then there's an on-off switch that I have up here. So if I flick this, it will basically turn them all off, and minecarts won't go. And if I flick it again, it will turn it all on, and they will go. But that's pretty much it. And I think that's going to be it for the episode. So if you liked what you see, like the video, subscribe. If you've got any suggestions, especially with some of the building stuff, because I'm a little bad at building, or how to make some things look nicer, feel free to leave a comment. Reach out to me on Twitter. I'll put my Twitter stuff up on the screen. And that's it for this episode. Bye.